Good evening, folks, and thank you all for joining us on another edition of the Nightmare Hunter podcast. In the studio tonight with me is Robby Jed Rains. Doc is in New Mexico tonight exploring an old haunted hotel. And next time he's with us, we're going to have a lot of pictures of that haunted hotel. Plus, when he's done there, his wife and him are heading for Tombstone, Arizona for a ghost hunt. So hopefully we'll have some really cool paranormal images and stories to share with you guys when Doc is back with us. But tonight we are going to be talking about the upcoming Bigfoot conference in Ohio. It's called Spirit of the Forest, and the lady that's in charge of it, Susan, is with us tonight. And last year, Robby and I were there, and it was an awesome time. We had a really great time. We're going to be doing it again this year. So if you guys haven't got your tickets yet, mark them on your calendar. It'll be Susan, is the 23rd and 24th, or 24th, 25th. I'm drawing
It's
a
the
blank.
24th and 25th.
Okay. So if you're going to be anywhere in Ohio on the 24th and the 25th, which is just over a week away, y'all get your tickets and come hang out because it's going to be a heck of a good time. So, Susan, without further ado, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and about this awesome convention that Robby and I enjoy so much.
Okay. Well, it all started, probably about 5, 6 years ago, I started to get into Bigfoot and learning more. It just fascinated me. And I do believe that there are other creatures out there, obviously. Um, and so I used to do some of the little small craft shows to help raise money for Nicholas School, and it's a school for autism. So I just came to me, I think we needed a Bigfoot festival in our area and have like some different things going on, more educational type for have people help believe and, make a lot of people just don't really think they exist, but there's too much evidence for them to not believe in it. So that's kind of how I started getting into it. So I really enjoy it. And this will be our second one. And I have activities for kids to do that are free. We have some fun contests. We have the hot, what they call the howling, which you can do at the PA. It's not really a contest, but you come up, you sign up at our booth, and we'll take turns and let you do your holler and stuff on the PA system and stuff. So just really excited. And obviously you guys did awesome last year. The tracking class was amazing and everybody loved it. You got a lot of compliments on that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's all credit to this fellow over here. I was mostly just a bump on a log helping him hold stuff.
Oh, you guys did great. I mean, everybody loved it. And I thought, we got to keep that going. And then we added the junior tracking class, and that which will be on Saturday. We are getting kids for that, and there is tickets for that. It's $25 a ticket, but it'll be worth it. And Robby's got it all put together, don't you, Robby?
As Doc would say, own it.
Yeah. But I like to include the kids. I really think the kids should be included. It is a family-friendly festival. There's just a lot. They got booths where they can go in and do coloring pages and word searches. And I actually have a booth where they can go in, and I have sticks and stuff where kind of laid out where they can build a nest and the structures, the tree structures and stuff. Just kind of fun things for them to do. So.
That sounds like a great way to get the kids involved, because I know a lot of these conventions, you see kids with their family and the kids are bored to tears because there's rarely anything there for them to do. Occasionally you'll see a booth with some coloring books and things like that, but most of it's just geared toward adults. But engaging kids and the fact that you're working for charity to help out your school, I think that is freaking awesome. I'm really proud to be part of it.
Thank you. And, I actually taught there for almost 10 years. And I started there when I was like 17. So I have seen some amazing things. I seen a little girl walk that they said would never walk. A child that, been working with for a couple years was nonverbal. And one day I was just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and he was like 5. And it's just an amazing facility. And it is nonprofit, and there's not a lot of places for families to go when they have kids with disabilities and autism.
Well, that's true. Susan, a lot of people in the chats were asking where the conference is. You want to explain where we're going to be?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. So it is at Mercer County Fairgrounds, Celina, Ohio. And if anyone it will look, you'll probably come up with Grand Lake St. Mary's. So we are like 5 minutes from a lake. Beautiful area. The fairgrounds is really nice. We got camping there too. They got, I'm not sure, they got some full hookup and just regular. I'm not sure about tent spots. I'm sure they do. But it's just a really nice fairgrounds. Now the speakers will have their own building this year. And then, so it'll be quiet to have our, lectures and stuff. And then the vendors and stuff will be outside and inside a different building. Okay. And also we are doing a VIP meet and greet dinner on Friday evening, which is a homemade spaghetti dinner, Fazoli breadsticks and cheese. And that will be in the speakers building too. That's so awesome. Yeah, it's got
you had me at spaghetti.
Yep.
Yeah. And Fazoli breadsticks, I mean, those are like incredible. Oh, so
yeah. Spaghetti, bread, and cheese sticks. I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah, and salad and cupcakes.
I don't need the rabbit food. You had me at spaghetti.
The salads always kind of go good with spaghetti, so I had to have salad. Yeah. But I'm trying to think what else. So just, if you go to the website, it's BigfootFestivalOH.com. It has all the information that you need. You can order tickets on there. You have to scroll through. There's a lot of information, but there's like the three different areas where it says like home, hands that give hope. That is about the donations. And then you go to like vendors. You go like, let me see, I'm trying to think. I put this together. I'm trying to think about it. So you got to go to like schedule and activities. So that will give you the schedule of what's all going on. And then if you want to go to camping, there's you can check out the camping. Just click on it. Like I said, there is really a lot on there. We got a Jeep show Saturday, classic cruise in. And it don't have to be classic cars either. If you got a brand new, really cool Camaro or something, bring it. But we got that going on Friday. We have trick or treat out of the trunk Friday and trick or treat Saturday with the Jeeps. And they, people decorating their cars for Halloween. And definitely will be a lot of Halloween decorating and going on. So trying to think what else I can tell you. Oh, we added, and it's not on there yet. So Saturday we are having a hide and seek. The full details will be on there soon. This was kind of a last minute thing. So probably about 9:00. The show is actually supposed to be over at 9, but we also have a beer and wine garden, and we're allowed to keep that open to midnight. So if people are there hanging out, wanting to have cold beer, there's games and stuff around. You can do that, and that's both Friday and Saturday. Friday night, DA and Robby are doing a night tracking class, and that is for adults. So I think that's going to be really fun too. Just a lot to do.
That's for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be different.
Yeah,
tracking at night involves an entirely different set of skills than during the day.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys, you go for it. You put how you guys want to do. I'm cool with. So, I figured, it's going to be fun too. So, and we invited some of the other speakers too that want to come along and do it too. So, there's so much to do. I sometimes forget and I put it all together. So. Oh, we got Bigfoot lookalike contest. No costumes allowed. It's the real deal. If you gotta come, you gotta do that. If you think that you're big and hairy,
I'm voting for Robby. Robby, do your
women
profile.
can do it too.
There you go.
Yeah. There is some big hairy women out there too. They can do that. And if you got time, you could check out Grand Lake St. Mary's. We have a little our own cryptid there, and it's called the hodag, and it's supposed to be in the lake, and it kind of looks like a dragon / snake. So supposedly it's really out there.
Who knows? We
Wouldn't
might have a
surprise me.
hodag sighting.
You could, it's sometimes when we're out there, we have our pontoon, and I've seen some weird movement in the lake. I mean, it's really weird. It's like there's not a wave or anything, and you just see this like kind of bubbling, and it's like real long. I can't even explain it. It's just weird, and it's like, yep, we always joke around that. Yep, that's a hodag. So. But there has been sightings of Bigfoot in our area, all around that area too. So, I think Bigfoot's all over. I really do. And I really do believe that our area is such a huge farm area that they do travel the river. And I'm telling you, the abundance of corn and stuff that they can get in the fields and eat too, and deer, a lot of deer.
And folks, Miss Naoma is going to be there as well. So if you guys want to come check her out, she's going to be telling stories. She'll have a booth there.
Yep.
Definitely come hang out. Nance from Buckeye Bigfoot will be there.
Yes.
Russell Accord from Expedition Bigfoot's going to be there. And if we can swing it, maybe we can even draft Russell Accord to help us with the nighttime tracking class.
We could try. We got Mike Miller from the Night Stalkers, from Ohio Night Stalkers. That's going to be there too.
Oh, I met him at the one I went to with Marianne. They were down there.
Oh, were they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's pretty cool. And then so if you've had something happen with Bigfoot, you've seen Bigfoot or had some kind of experience, you need to go to Nance and share your story. And then Saturday, Nance will probably tell one of her favorite stories, and then some of the stories that the attendees have come and told her about. So I think that would be really cool to do. And then, Naoma, it's kind of cool. So during the day, she's going to be telling folklore tales of Native Americans from Bigfoot to the kids. But then at night, we got a bonfire going on. And let me tell you, this bonfire is going to set the mood for Halloween and all the good, cool, fun stuff. But she will be telling
stories. Times of my life have been around a bonfire.
I know, right? Hey, that's all we did around here when I grew up. That's the only thing we had to do was bonfires.
Yeah, I'm a farm kid. Yeah. So a bunch of farm kids get together. Bonfires are pretty much it.
Yep. Me too. Yep. Go out in the field and we did a lot of bonfires out by the woods and stuff, and those were some good times. It'd really be good for kids to do now, get off those phones.
Well, when I was in high school, that was with a big fall festival thing. We had a big bonfire out behind the school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did that too. Our fall festival. We had a hog roast and big old bonfire, and they don't even do that anymore. We used to have it. We had FFA. Yep. Our FFA's gone. Be good for kids to do that.
Yeah, and there was a lot of kids there last year, so I think that's, I think you're thinking very forward thinking, trying to get something for them, because like I said, there was a lot of them there last year, and there were things going on for them last year, but nothing like you're planning this year. So I think you're going in the right direction.
I think we'll probably have a much bigger attendance.
Oh, I think so too. And this is more of a tourist area, and we do have the relay race again and Bigfoot will be out there with the relay race. The kids loved it, and it's just for fun. I mean, they get out there and they just have a blast. So, the parents they loved watching them, and Bigfoot was out there getting them a high five and encourage them to run faster. And it was a great time. And I just think that you need to have more things for kids to do. And, I mean, obviously shopping and being dragged along is probably not some of the best times when you're a kid. So we got plenty of food trucks.
One of those food trucks you guys had last year, one of that barbecue food truck, their food was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Smoke
that was
Nation.
really good.
They will be there. They will be there again. So yes,
I've been wanting another one of those pulled pork sandwiches they had. Oh.
Yeah, their stuff is really, really good, and they got really good mac and cheese too.
Yeah, the pulled pork mac and cheese that's what I got. Did you look at what is that? I said pulled pork mac and cheese.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Give me a bite of that.
it was good. Yeah, and we got I'm trying to think what else we got. Actually, we got someone that has fish too. So, which is kind of a different, I think, for a food truck. But yeah, there's a little bit of everything. Anything you enjoy.
Mine and DA's new best buddies will be there.
The guys from American Whiskey.
Yes, they're awesome. They're a lot of fun. Yeah, American
we met
Whiskey
them last year, and we've been fast friends ever since.
Yep, we bonded over Bigfoot and whiskey.
Bigfoot and whiskey, more than Bigfoot, but plenty of both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you heard Dylan talking about how much of that s'mores moonshine we put away last year.
Yeah, sounds like you guys had some fun.
We did.
Oh yeah. Well, they interviewed both me and Robby for their podcast live right there at their booth.
Yeah.
And we just kept passing that mason jar of moonshine back and forth. And it was like a big mason jar.
Yeah.
And as the interview kept going on, that jar just kept getting lower and lower.
That is funny. I know they had a good time. And Burnout Winery will be there too. So
awesome.
they are a lot of fun. We're actually going to have their wine in our wine garden, but
cool.
They are pretty awesome, and they helped out a lot last year. So, cause it is a family, it's a family festival, and my kids will be working it, and you'll get to meet Ariel and Cheyenne and Garrett. That's my kids, and you'll see them all over the place. So Ariel and Cheyenne will be at the bar drinking the profits. So, yeah. But they're good kids, and it's great that they help me out with this.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Family.
I really enjoyed it last year.
You got a good family
yes, you do.
Dynamic going with the help there, because I think your husband drove just about everybody. It was in attendance on that golf cart to some spot or another. I saw him on that golf cart like every other second. It seemed like I saw him driving somebody somewhere.
Yeah, and we have golf carts. We can run and pick you up if because the parking will probably be a distance. It's on the other side of the festival, but it's in the same facility. But we have little old women that had their packages and had to go back to their cars, and that's what it's all about. I think I did put where friends become family, and and that's what I want. I want everybody to come back next year and come back next year after that, and we all get to know each other and enjoy talking about Bigfoot or anything besides Bigfoot. But that's what it's all about, right?
Absolutely.
Meeting people, making friends, enjoying their company, that's just really, truly what it's all about. So, and become a believer. If you don't believe, become a believer.
Well, so I haven't been to as many conferences as DA has, but this is my favorite one. I look forward to this one. It's only the second one, but this has become my favorite conference that I go to.
Awesome. That's great. It will grow, and the more I have to get more people to help, but there's a lot of things I really want to do with it. And it's just, it just takes a lot of people to do it. So, yeah.
Well,
and I know. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, look at the attendance on that Friday versus the attendance on that Saturday, because that Friday was kind of dead, and then Saturday it exploded. Y'all had to open up 3 extra parking areas, I think. Yeah,
we actually ran out of parking spaces.
Yeah.
So and Fridays, I kind of expect Fridays to be slower just because people's working,
Yeah.
you know? And, but yeah, we did. We had to open that up because that's one of the reasons we moved. It was a beautiful facility where we was at.
Yeah,
The
that was a
pond
nice
and
place.
everything. Yeah. It was really pretty, but this just kind of worked out. I don't know if anyone knows, has ever, if you go on the website, you will see Nelson. So last year they built this huge Bigfoot and they call him Nelson. And you will see him when you come in, and it's really cool. And they had built that after I had already reserved a place in Greenville. So it's really cool. You get good pictures there and just enjoy the whole area. I'm just trying to think of, I know I got other stuff going on, but just can't think of that. But you got to get your tickets. Get your tickets for the speakers. The tickets include your speakers lectures, the tracking class, the casting class. That's all included in the tickets. So besides the VIP dinner is separate. So yeah.
And folks, just a quick reminder: somebody posted it in the chat, and Miss Lene did, and I wanted to reiterate it. The magic number is now 72. We are 72 subscribers away from 10K, and I'm so excited. This is a big milestone for us, and hopefully we will actually beat that before the convention. We'll break 10K. But I just want to remind everybody, if you haven't already, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the video, and go check out Bigfoot Festival OH.com, the spirit of the forest, because you guys are going to be missing out if you're not going to be there.
Yes,
so Susan,
get on that website.
Yeah, we're posting it throughout the night. It's up on screen right now, and Miss Lene's periodically posting it in the chat, so people can just link directly off of it. So, what got you into Bigfoot? I mean, did you have an experience? Was it something you were always fascinated with?
A little bit, but I did. Okay. So the first time we went to Indiana, and trying to think what part it was, but we was at this huge campground. I mean, it was the biggest. I have never seen a campground so big, and they had like Bigfoot signs like all over, right? So we rented this golf cart, and it was middle of the night, and so way back in the woods, they had these cabins. And I'm like, oh, it was empty. There was no one there. I said, oh, let's go sit on this swing. So we're sitting there on this cabin kind of in the woods and swinging. And we started hearing this like really loud wood, like trees breaking, right? And there was no way it was a deer. Absolutely. It was loud. And I'm like, I think it's time to go. So we left, but it was very loud. I mean, it's like you could hear trees breaking. So that kind of got my interest. And then about that same year, we were up in the Smokies camping, and I heard something like scrape the very top. I mean, the very top of our camper, clear across from the very end all the way to the front, right? And then that next day they said, oh, we had bear sightings. And I don't think it was. I don't think a bear could actually, mostly a black bear could actually reach top of that camper like that and just take his paw and scrape all the way down the camper. You know, so that kind of started getting me into it. So I started seeing more stuff about the Bigfoots in Tennessee, and I'm like, So that's when I started really getting into it. It just like caught my attention, and I think there's a lot more out there than what people realize. And I mean, I'm a Christian, and that's funny. A lot of people balk, like, you believe in Bigfoot and you're a Christian? I'm like, yeah. But if you ever go into the Bible and look up Esau and Jacob, he was great, big, and hairy. I mean, he was huge and hairy. And I often wonder about that, I mean, there's dragons, giants. I mean, it's all in the Bible. They existed. So why wouldn't they still now? If you really think about it. So
not to mention that there's stories of Bigfoot type creatures on literally every continent, including in the margins of the Pura Rice map, which is believed to be a map of Antarctica without ice on it. So the lore goes back thousands of years. Every Native American tribe in North America talks of these creatures, and they all have a different name for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And it really is fascinating. And, I don't know if anyone's ever been to the Creation Museum in Kentucky, which you should go. You really should go. If you're not a Christian either, you should go because it's amazing. It is really amazing. But their concept is they still think that there's dinosaurs in the Amazons and stuff in the rainforest.
Uh,
You know,
Yeah, well, there's been dinosaur sightings in the Congo Basin, the Mekele Mbembe. Vicki Dennison wanted me to ask you, Susan, if it was Versailles State Park that you were in.
what in Indiana? It was oh my gosh, I cannot think of it. It was where they have like a big flea market and stuff. I cannot think of the name right now of it. It's huge. It's like a huge area. What was the name of that? Oh, Shipshawana.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where that's at, but it sounds cool. I'd like to go visit it.
Yeah, it is huge. And I'm telling you, it was crazy. I mean, there was no way that was a deer. It was just too loud. I mean, it was like you could hear it walking through. And it was just that whole back area where those cabins was surrounded by the woods. So it's pretty creepy, actually. Once you're sitting there on the swing.
I've had
It's
some
like,
pretty crazy experiences that no one's ever going to convince me it was a bear or a deer or anything like that.
Yeah.
Eric from the Bizarre and the Unknown wants to know, what do you think Bigfoot is?
Well, okay, so back in the Bible, Esau was born, and when he was born, Esau and Jacob were twins. And Esau was huge, and I mean, they said he was probably 8, almost 12. I said 12 foot tall, I think, if you believe. I mean, and they said he was covered like an animal in fur. That's how much hair he had on him, and he actually eventually was. He left, and not quite sure where he actually went, but last he went to the mountains. And I often think if he is just like, part of Esau's offspring's family. His brother Jacob was tiny, and when Jacob and Esau's father was passing away, Esau was not there. And back in the Bible, you see the firstborn got everything. Well, his mom had Jacob put on all these furs from animals and stuff. His father couldn't see very well, and he felt him, and he felt all these furs, and he thought it was Esau. So, I mean, that's just my thought on it. So, and I know other people think they're fallen angels too. But I mean, it's just reading the Bible and stuff. And it's just really crazy when you do read about Jacob and Esau, how hairy and huge he was. So I don't know. That's what I think anyway. And that's what I sometimes think they are. So, because they really do look human. If you look at them, I mean, I don't think they look like an ape. Personally, I think their facial features and stuff look pretty human. When you see pictures of, what some of them, even some of the distance pictures and stuff that you see that people have had, in most reports, people say, oh my gosh, it was, you hear hunters say, well, you hear some of if you listen to Nance, her podcast, there's a lot of hunters that will send in their story to Nance, and they're like, they thought it was a person. They couldn't shoot it because it looked human, and you hear a lot of people say that. How can you shoot it when it looks like a human? So, and there's too many people that has had stories like that. So,
Well, technically humans are apes.
True. Yeah.
We're on the same genetic branch of evolution as apes, and humans are considered a member of the great apes. We just evolved differently. So
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if it's on the same branch of evolutionary scale somewhere. It just,
Yeah.
I think it just diverged from that route that we're on farther back than we did.
Yeah. And I don't know, people talk about like the aliens and stuff having being part that I don't know, but I don't know what people think about that, but I'm not so sure on that part either.
Yeah,
So
I'm personally I'm firmly in the flesh and blood camp. I don't believe that it came from another dimension or anything like that, because there's literally no place else in the entire animal kingdom where the animals can do that.
yeah.
Why would it be unique to this one species? I think that just because we can't explain how they're so good at hiding doesn't
Hmm.
mean they cloak. But that's just me. I'm not going to argue with somebody that says that they had an experience where that happened, because it's
Yeah.
but in over 40 years of a field investigation, it's never happened to me.
Yeah. Well, they say that um that our brain can do a lot. It's the way more that we realize how much our brain can do. And they just probably know how to use their brain. I mean, I've read a lot of stuff where they say, your brain is so capable of doing so many different things that you'll never know what it can do. And maybe they can, maybe they could use their brain a lot better.
Hello, Miss Naoma.
So,
Thank you for popping in.
hey,
Can you hear me? I can hear you, but we can't hear you. You can hear us, but we can't hear you. If I could speak English. Okay. Miss Naoma's trying to figure out her sound issues. But yeah, I don't think we'll probably maybe not in our lifetime know what they
yeah,
really are, because really right now all we've got's theory.
yeah,
So anybody's theory is just as good as anyone else's. But me coming from a background in law enforcement, I tend to, I tend to stick on the side of hard evidence.
yeah. And you see a lot of the police officers, the cameras where they have sightings and stuff. With
I know a
going down
lot
the
of cops.
road.
I know a lot of cops that have had sightings.
Yeah,
I've spoken to other, and one is still on the bench. I've spoken to judges that had sightings. I spoke to
really.
a couple of heart surgeons that have had sightings while camping. Yeah, I've talked to some people that are fairly influential places that are like, I'll tell you the story, but you can't put my name on it because I have a career to think of.
Right, because if you tell someone you actually, oh, I saw Bigfoot, oh, they're going to think you're crazy.
Right. Which is why I
Yeah,
pretty much kept my research quiet until after I retired from law enforcement. Now I don't care who
yeah,
knows, but when I was still a cop, I was like, yeah, let's keep that quiet.
yeah. Well, I know one thing. I have been able since I've been a little kid, and see, you're probably going to think I'm crazy, but I've been able to see ghosts. You
Doesn't
know,
surprise me. My wife can.
yeah, and and people like, oh my gosh, there's no way, you're nuts. I'm like, oh no, no, I'm not nuts. And sometimes it's not fun though. I'm sure if your wife, would know what I mean. It's not fun to wake up in the middle of the night and have a man standing over your bed. It's like, what? And it's like they know, it's like they sense and they know that you can sense them. And sometimes you just try really hard to close them out. It's just kind of, I don't, I can't tell countless times I have woken up in the middle of the night and seen a person standing there, and I about jump out of the bed every time. You don't get used to it. I'm telling you.
By the way, can you guys hear me yet?
Now we can.
Okie dokie.
Hi,
Hey, how's it going?
it's a going. How's it going with you?
Oh, absolutely fantastic.
Are you ready for the festival?
I'm hoping, I'm working on it. I'm hoping to be ready. I have not
You'll
been
be
well,
fine.
so yeah.
Just go with it.
So is that schedule on the website the same for both days?
It's different. There's like Saturday. There's a little bit more going on than Friday because we don't start until noon. So yeah. But
Okay.
Saturdays is a little bit different. I mean, I think I do have you I think 1 o'clock I have you doing like a story. I've got a teepee, and of course I'll have a regular nice chair for you to sit in and everything. And for kids to just come and sit down around the chair, and you can just, whatever story you want to go with, I'm good with.
Cool.
Yeah. And
I
then
thought-
that night I have you doing the bonfire.
Yeah. Now for the kids, of course, I'm going to do. Oh, there's the Saturday schedule. Duh, okay, I see it. Yeah, for the kids, of course, it's going to be much more kid friendly, but at nighttime, it's going to be a little scarier.
Oh yeah, I want you to put the scare in everybody.
All they got to do is look at my face.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get that atmosphere going, and we got the bonfire, and so it should be
Cool.
really cool.
All right.
Maybe we could scare the kids just a little bit. It is Halloween.
In a fun way, I'll scare them.
Yeah.
It can be creepy without being terrifying.
Right.
So it should be good.
Yeah.
I went and I was looking for an actual teepee, and I wanted the real McCoy, but
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were like $3,000 or $4,000. But I do have something. I have a tent that looks like a teepee. So I just thought it'd be kind of neat for the kids to sit around, and I got some other stuff to put out there, and it'd be just kind of fun, kind of good atmosphere.
If you want teepees at your event, contact any of your Native American nations in the area and invite them out to have a powwow at the same time we're having a Bigfoot conference, and then they could share stories, Native American stories of Bigfoot.
Well, we don't have hardly anyone in our area. We have like Johnson's Farm, and it is a Native American, like history and stuff like that. They tried to contact some for me, and there's just no one. So
also, I'm not so sure that the Miami and those or any of the Algonquin Indians actually lived in teepees. I think they were a wigwam people.
Yes, it is a wigwam, but I just wasn't sure how I would do a wigwam
or wikia.
But you really, honestly, Dark County, like it's the Treaty City. That's Greenville, where we had it last year, and it was the Treaty City where the treaty was signed. And actually, the Native Americans was actually supposed to own all of Ohio because it was good farmland, and it was really supposed to be owned by all the Native Americans. But it's kind of a neat, kind of sad actually. But there's a nice museum. You guys heard of Annie Oakley?
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah. So Annie Oakley was from Greenville, and there's a nice museum in Greenville that tells a lot about all that too. So, which is only like 20 minutes from where the festival is. So if anybody's got more time to come early or anything, that's pretty cool. It's real neat to see. So, but I mean, I just kind of thought it would be neat to add, because I know the Native Americans has so many stories about Bigfoot, and maybe not all of them are good, but I know the one that sticks to my mind. They would tell the children to not leave camp. I forget what they called it at that time, but they said it would eat you. I'm like, well, that's not a good one.
So the ones that I plan on talking about are the Pukwudgies, the Ohio Grassman, which is the Native American version. They call them Wild Ones of the Woods. The Wendigo, the Chinoo, the Deer Woman, Melonheads, which isn't a Native American, but I threw it in there. And then my list is on that particular one. My computer does bad things to me, and I can't bring up the full list, but those are some of the ones, and those are all Native American cryptids that I plan on talking about, especially with the kids, to sort of educate them and entertain them on the history of the area. And one of them that's not on that list and I can't remember what it's called, is last year at the festival, I did the Loveland Frog. Well,
Mhm.
that actually goes all the way back to the Ohio. No, I'm sorry, the Miami people. They had their own river demon legend about that, and so I thought I would tell that story again, but this time I'll carry it further back to the Native Americans and a little more detail there.
Yeah, that'd be cool. You
So,
know, real close where I live, we have we have an area, and it's up a big giant hill. You go up on the road and stuff. And one time,
oh,
my daughter
Kodag
and
is
I,
another one.
yeah, that's one the our yeah,
Yeah.
we saw something run across the road, and we do not know what it was, but it was not. I'm telling you, it was big and not human, and we don't know what it was. And that whole area up there is really haunted at night. No lie, there's times you can hear drums, Native American drums beating. It's it's really creepy when you go up this big hill, and it almost reminds you a little bit of Tennessee when you're going up this hill and stuff. But I've heard the drums. It's crazy. So isn't it
Well,
crazy of all the different legends and areas?
one of the things for the last few years, I've really been sort of preoccupied with a knot deer. And I've been trying to find any legends in Ohio about knot deer,
Hmm.
because some people think it's a Georgia legend, some people think it's a Tennessee legend. What I think I saw, what I think, what I saw, and that I think was a knot deer happened in Illinois. In fact, it happened very close to where I had my one Bigfoot sighting. So I've studied, and I realized that this is a much wider phenomenon than what people are willing to admit or think. And so I've been trying to find anything in Ohio, any kind of a not deer story from Ohio. So if anybody has one, neomafin@gmail.com, send that baby to me. I'm looking for it. Just thought I'd throw that in.
Yeah, I mean, I've never even heard of that one.
A not deer?
Mm-mm.
It's kind of a weird one. I'll tell you what I saw. We lived in a cabin on the river way back in 1984.
Hmm.
So poor we couldn't pay attention. This was like your basic off the grid type place. So it had electricity and running water, so it wasn't off the grid, but it's way down in a backwater region along the Mississippi River. And I was coming home one night, and as I was turning the last big curve down this road that spent 3 months out of the year underwater, so it was not a really good, well-paved road. I mean, it wasn't paved at all. It was a dirt road. I saw what I thought was the largest deer I'd ever seen in my life. I mean, we're talking like this deer was huge. I would compare it to in size to being bigger than a Holstein cow. It was just huge. And when I got home, I told my husband, I just saw the biggest deer. I think it might have been injured because it was kind of walking funny in the woods, but I couldn't see its legs. I don't know. But I said, at first I just saw its eyes shining at me. And he said, its eyes? He said, deer don't shine both eyes at the same time. Their eyes are on the side of their head. Well, that bothered me because I know this thing looked at me and I saw two eyes. So over the years, I have come across pictures where you can catch one eye and a small gleam of the second eye. So it's not impossible, but I saw two full eyes. And I've carried that with me for 40 years now. Well, a couple of years ago, I was visiting, we were headed to Gatlinburg, and we came across this little cafe on Highway 52 called the Cryptid Cafe. Naturally, I had to stop. I'm like, oh, look,
Yeah.
they made my home. I need to go there and have coffee. And so we stopped in, and the owner was I was telling the owner, hey, I do this for a living. And I have a lot of people that, in fact, I think I've asked everybody I know, I'm pretty sure I asked DA and Robby, send them stickers because they would love to have them on their wall of different, people who do this kind of thing. And so I sent them some of my stickers, but while we were talking, she said, "Oh, we had a guy come in here the other day that saw a knot deer," and I'm like, "A what? Never heard of that." Well, as she described it, I realized that is exactly what I saw 41 years ago. Next month is a knock deer. And what it is it's oversized. It has weird legs. It always walks like it looks like it's learning to walk. And it's supposed to be a little bit malicious and aggressive. And people have seen them all over the place. When you talk to people from Tennessee, they swear it's a Tennessee only cryptid. When you talk to people from Georgia, they'll tell you it's a Georgia only cryptid. Like I said, mine was in Illinois. I've talked to people in Kentucky now who have seen one. And I know of people in the Carolinas who have seen them. I think one lady, I didn't quite catch the whole story, but I think that the lady that was telling it was from Virginia. I'm sure there's got to be people in Ohio that have seen these but so few people know what they're called. And maybe they're like me. Maybe when they saw it, they didn't know what they were looking at, because I certainly didn't. I just saw this crazy big deer with eyes that looked forward. And I've seen the jokes about, pictures of deers with, this is why deer have eyes on me. This thing didn't look scary or funny. It just looked weird.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I don't know what part of Virginia it was, because I only caught the tail end, and I'm only vaguely convinced that it was Virginia. It might have been West by God, Virginia, as they say. I don't know.
I wonder if that's what my daughter and I saw that night. I mean, it was big, and it ran across the road, but it wasn't Bigfoot, because it wasn't that that tall. I almost wonder, because it was kind of weird looking, almost like it had four legs. Almost makes me wonder, because right up there is our nature center and big forest and stuff. And have to look more into that.
And you might also have seen a dog man. They also run across the road on four legs.
True.
So.
Which one that scares me more than anything is the Wendigo.
Yeah.
It should.
That
it's
one.
Not a cryptid. It's something pure evil.
It's demon. It's a demon, right?
We just did a show on it the other night. I think personally that it's just like an evil nature spirit, which Native Americans refer to it as something along those lines. But I think it's basically a forest demon, a demon of greed and hunger,
or like maybe an elemental.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's certainly a force of nature, and as such, I don't think you can truly kill one. I think you can stop one's physical body, but I think it'll just continue on.
Yeah. They're creepy. I thought that, what was it that it used to be, well, for one of the stories that I read, it used to be a Native American. And
there's various stories. It's allegedly attached. The Wendigo spirit has attached itself to other people as well. They even have a mental psychosis for it. They call Wendigo psychosis. There was a guy in the late 1990s or the early 2000s that attacked a guy on a bus on the Trans-Canada highway. And he wasn't even born in Canada. He was Asian. And he attacked and killed the guy on the bus next to him. And when they finally evacuated the bus and then went in and got the guy, he had carved out strips of this guy's flesh and had them in his pockets.
Oh my gosh!
He was put in a mental institution. He's out now.
Oh, he's out.
He's out. I think he was released.
That's kind of scary. Yeah.
Let's all get bus tickets.
Exactly. Get on the bus. Do you think you're gonna make it home? What? That's creepy.
Yeah.
That bus didn't serve a meal. It was really the bus driver's fault.
Yeah, entirely. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't stop or anything.
I love those bus stories. There's one in the Bennington Triangle about a guy who, I'm sorry, rabbit holes. You know me and rabbit holes. So the Bennington Triangle is, of course, in southern Vermont, and lots of weird things happen there, and many of them involve disappearances of people. And one of them is a guy who got on the bus up in central Vermont, headed back to southern Vermont, going through the Bennington Triangle area, He had gone to visit family, I think, a daughter or whatever. They saw him get on the bus. They get to the bus stop. He's not there. He's just gone, completely just vanished off the bus en route. Nobody knows how or when or where or how. His bag was still there, but he was gone.
There are some really strange things, you know.
Yeah.
That is weird.
That is a fact.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just won't be riding buses. You guys ever remember the Twilight Zone?
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh.
And William Shatner. Do you remember that creature that was on the wing?
On the wing of the plane? Yeah, that was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, my daughter is a flight attendant. And I'm just like, I hope you never see that. But yeah. That was crazy. But yeah, I'm so excited for all of you. I can't wait to see you all and get you there and festival. And
so the dinner is Thursday night or Friday night?
Friday night.
Friday night. Okay, so I need to be there Friday morning and leave Sunday morning.
And we're going to get there We're going to get there Thursday evening, simply because I would not unless I left at like 3:00 in the morning on Friday morning, I wouldn't make it in time for the dinner.
Oh yeah, we got to have you there. You're
like
I got
11
you
hours for me, 11 and a half, something like that.
Oh jeez, I got I got to send you your the hotel where you're at. It's Best Western Celina.
Me?
So yeah, you.
Oh, I thought I was getting my own room this year. Cool.
I was going to. I thought I was looking at a one room, and I don't know, something, it fell through, and then I got the Western has really nice rooms. They got the free breakfast and everything, so
okay.
It's nice. So it's
cool.
Yeah, it's really nice. They got a pool.
All right.
But yeah,
I do aquatherapy every day, so I'll bring my suit.
Do you really?
I have to, yeah, because otherwise I can't walk. So I walk a mile in the local Y pool every day. Well, 4 days a week, not every day.
Okay. All right. Does it help?
So far, yeah, both knees need to be replaced, and I've managed to avoid it so far. So
awesome.
And I mean, last year I was on crutches. I'll probably be on crutches again this year because of the travel time, but I can go lots of places without my crutches now. So that's always exciting.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you need a ride there at the festival, just I'll just give you my I think you got my cell, so I can come and get you, and because we got a little bit more golf carts this year, so I'll be running around. Just hope I don't. Last year, after everybody left, I was running around there on the golf cart. I lost my phone.
Oh no!
Yeah, I was freaking out, and we finally found it out there in the field. Yeah,
wow!
I'm glad you found it.
I know, me too. So this time I want to make sure that the phone is secure. So
I lost my phone last year too at one point.
Oh, did you?
I left it in the door handle of my car. The
inside, I shattered mine. Had to replace it.
One time, I was getting in the car, and I had my phone stuck in my purse. I don't know what happened. Somehow it flipped out of my purse, landed on the road, and the car ran over it.
Oh,
yeah. And then last year we were camping. Don't know. I guess I don't put it in there. I guess I should start like zippering my purse. And it was nighttime. We were packing up. Couldn't find my phone. We went out and looked for it, and we had ran over it with the truck. So not a happy husband, let me tell you.
No, not with what cell phones cost anymore.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I got a new one. He's like, you better take good care of this because you're not getting no more.
I put mine this time after I shattered the other one. I put this one in a case that's just about bulletproof.
Yeah.
But I'm really protecting this one.
But is it DA proof?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, you could put me in a sandbox with 3 ball bearings and 3 solid steel ball bearings. In an hour, I will have swallowed one, broken one, and lost the third.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that does not surprise me.
Yeah. Sounds like me. I'm so klutzy all the time. Yeah. It's just like, I think I've given myself concussions. Walking out, taking care of the horses in the wintertime. And before we had water in the barn, I would carry buckets out. And it was like, you know, that bird that goes up and down, you know, with the water. Man, I hit that ice. Man, I flipped. I was like, I gave myself a good one. And one time I was working in a factory and I had a bunch of boxes. I ran right smack into a pole. I'm like, can't get any ditzier than that.
I used to have to carry an ice pick out to the trough and break the ice in the trough all the time.
I don't miss
hated
those
that.
days. Yeah.
Me neither.
Not at all.
I miss being able to ride. Every now and then I think, God, I'd love to go for a ride.
Yeah.
And then I think, no, because that would also involve mucking and raking stalls and picking hooves and I don't everyone, and I never want to ever sheath clean. No.
Yeah.
And for anybody that doesn't know that, go ahead, look it up.
Having livestock is a lot of work, but I will say, you know, it's for the kids. Kids need to learn how to do some work like that on the farm and stuff, and learn how to take care of the animals and stuff. Our kids went out when it was, you know, sometimes we get that, you know, really cold fronts that come through, and it's almost like 20 below. And I'd send the kids out, bundle up. The horses need hay. You know, got to feed them extra. They go out 3 or 4 times a day during that when we always got those cold fronts. So it teaches you, it teaches responsibility.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that responsible anymore.
No, not me either. Mostly since my first back surgery. And so if anyone sees me, I'm so I look like I'm 80, but I'm not. But I said I look like the witch from Sleeping Beauty, the little old take the apple. But
I look like Quasimodo, so I don't mind.
I said I gotta get that costume, the little old lady witch for Halloween, because I said that's how I feel. But but you know, we have horses. Our daughter came home and she brought her horses home, and I would love to ride, you know, but I can't because of my back. But I miss it. I tried to talk my husband to get in a little burro with a cart, and that was a big no. So horses are pretty awesome most of the time, unless they buck you off and take off.
They're felons. They feed off of you.
Yes, they do.
Nobody owns a horse. Everybody has a horse is owned by that horse.
It's the same thing with cats. You don't own a cat. Yeah. Cats have staff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's dogs too, in a way, you know? I mean,
yeah, but dogs are so happy about it. Cats are very resentful.
I can tell you from working crime scenes, a dog will lay down. If you die in your chair, a dog 9 times out of 10 will lay down next to your chair and die with you. It'll stay right there until the bitter end. After about a day, cats will start eating you.
Yes.
They will. They'll go for the nose, the cheeks, the ears, any soft bits, fingers. Cats start eating it.
I believe it, because we had a guy here in town that had passed away. No one knew it. I think he had like 10 cats, and they were eating him. So
surprise me. Cats don't have any loyalty whatsoever. Once you stop filling the food bowl, you are the food bowl.
That's how I feel about that. At least I'll die knowing my cats are taken care of after I'm gone, till someone comes along and takes them away. My dogs are so stupid, they're going to lay there and die.
Yeah. I don't know. My mom has several cats. Too many, actually.
I actually don't own any anymore because I'm allergic to everything now.
Some of those cats are evil. I'm telling you, they're mean.
When my back was really bad, I could only sit in my recliner, could barely even walk. and our dog Harley, despite the fact that he's 100+ pounds, would crawl up in the recliner and lay there with me.
Oh, I love dogs. Dogs are
Harley's a big puppy.
yes, they're so awesome. I love dogs. They're just so dedicated to you. You know.
I love all animals, and I'm allergic to
Mhm.
all animals, but that's
Oh
okay. I
no.
love them anyway. I know. I never used to be. I mean, we had goats and chickens and rabbits and dogs and cats and
Yep.
I mean everything. And
Yeah.
now I'm allergic to all of them. Horses, allergic to them.
That's crazy. You just got allergic to all of them.
Well, I got Lyme disease, and I think that's what caused it.
Oh,
So I
okay.
don't know if my allergies are real or if they're just Lyme disease mimicking allergies, because Lyme disease will do that.
Okay. Yeah, we had everything too growing up. I hated cleaning the chicken house, man. I hated chickens and turkeys. Mom would go to all the auctions. They always had an auction every Thursday. Here she comes back home from school. Here's a different animal.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, Mom went to the auction again. So
That was me when my kids were growing up. I'd go to the sale barn and come home with something different every time.
yes, yeah. One time I went to a horse auction and that was bad. Ended up bringing home like 4 horses, and I
Oh,
never
wow.
went to another one again. Never after that. It's like, okay, no, we're not going to do this again. Those horses come out and, some of them you just like, oh, okay, got to have that one. Got to have that one. Nope. But
My sister, when she was a little girl, all she wanted was a horse. That's all she ever talked about. It's all she ever begged for. She would get down on her knees and plead God, with God, give me a horse, give me a horse.
mhm.
And finally, my mom and dad said if she raised the money, she could have one. And so she worked really hard and she raised the money and she got a horse. And then a few years later, she got another one. And then there was a time when she didn't have a horse. And then somebody asked her if she could take care of a horse that was a rescue horse. And she got that one. And then she decided to get 2 more horses and she got those. And then those were breeding. So she was breeding Pasafinos. And so she had
Oh,
several horses. And then she made friends with a vet who said, well, as long as you got horses, can you take in a couple more rescue horses? And she got those. And at one point she was up to 22 horses, I think.
oh, wow.
And she said, this is all because I prayed to God and he's been backed up on his prayer answers. And one day he was like, oh, catching up. Okay. She wants a
Yeah.
horse, give her one. She wants a horse, give her another one. She wants a horse. She said, be careful, not only what you pray for, but how you do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think at one point she had 22 horses.
That's a lot of horses.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of hay, a lot of grain. Yeah.
That's a lot of mucking and raking. That's the way I look at it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it
But
is.
that could also potentially be a lot of money. People for their gardens will pay big money for what you rake out of those stalls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the number one things I use my animals for was to fertilize my garden. But she made good money off of the Pasafinos. Don't get me wrong. She was raising quality horses, but it was those 22 rescue animals.
Yeah.
So I'm not even
beautiful.
counting the horses she was breeding and raising. I'm just referring to the rescue animals that just kept coming along that people were giving to her because they needed a place to, because that's a rescue animal that's hard to place. It's not like a dog or a cat where, you might get somebody to foster it in a home. Rescue horses, they're like, oh no, I haven't got that kind of acreage. And she did. So,
wow.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure my sister tried to trade me for a horse too on several occasions.
That's funny.
Yeah. I can remember she treated me like a horse. If she wanted me to move, she'd slap my hip and I'd step aside.
She
She
really
wanted me to
wanted
go
a
somewhere,
horse.
she'd grab me by the hair.
Yeah. Oh. So are you the younger sister or
I'm the
older?
baby. I'm the baby.
You're the
She's-
okay.
Yeah. Fun story. I am the youngest of 5 children. Mom and dad had 3 sons. They were perfect in every way, handsome, popular, intelligent, funny, athletic, everything a parent could hope for. 7 years after they had the youngest boy, they decided to try for one more. They had a girl. Now, you know, she was kind of a dupes, but what the heck? She was a girl. They didn't have any girls, so they were happy. Then, the year my oldest brother started his senior year in high school, the year my sister, their youngest child, started kindergarten, Mom came home from the doctor and said to my dad, you ain't going to believe this. It was me. I was not an oops. I was an oh, hell no.
Yeah.
And
That's
so,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm the youngest too, and I actually was an oops. And my sisters wanted a dog, and they wanted to call it Susie.
Well, there
So
you
my
go.
name's Susan. So yeah, that I was an oops, and I got named. I basically got named Susan
Yeah.
because they wanted a dog named Susie. I'm like, that's good to know.
I was also, and this is a phrase I learned from my older son because of his youngest child, I was feral. Nobody raised me. They were just like, turned me loose from the crib and said, have at it, kid.
Yeah.
So, as the youngest child often is, I was feral.
Well, and it's like the youngest child is hardly, not as many pictures. It's like, why am I not in that picture? Yeah,
Right. How come I don't have a baby book?
I
But
know.
I call myself a member of the great unwatched because I was just turned loose and nobody cared.
Just go
And,
at it.
and I wandered around in the woods all of my youth by myself, loved every minute of it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, that had nothing to do with our topic. I'm sorry, DA. You know I do
Oh,
that all the time.
nah. It wouldn't be one of our shows if we stayed on topic for any length of time.
But so anyway, yeah, there's a list of cryptids that I'm trying to, and I'm hoping to have them all ready to go in my head, but I'll probably have to have notes on Saturday, a week from
Oh, yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah. Just, you know what? I'm not worried about it.
Yeah,
Just go with the flow, be yourself. And that's how I feel about it. And that's like Robby and DA. Just go do whatever comes to your mind. And he Russell said, I'm speaking twice. I'm like, yes. And I told him, he said, well, what if it's some of the same people? I said, well, you know what? I said, the thing is, Russell, you've been doing this since 1970s. You probably have some incredible stories. Just be yourself. Don't be the Russell on TV. Be yourself, So, I mean, if you figure, he's been on on the search since 1970s, and not to mention he's been in the Army, and he's probably got a lot he could
yeah.
share with people. So that's what I want.
Yeah, I was at an event with the LBL at the beginning of September, and I was riding around with a police officer. Those guys, Robby, you guys have some of the most interesting paranormal stories I've ever heard, or at least this guy did. And he was sharing he's out of not Atlanta, Georgia, but somewhere like that. And it's like you just need to get these people on a microphone and let them be themselves and tell some of the stuff, because boy, that's just really fascinating. And they probably don't even realize how interesting it is.
But you kind of get a little blasé about some of the things after you've seen it a few times.
Yeah, I don't want you to be blasé about it. I want you to talk about it. Tell me, what was the scariest thing you ever saw, DA?
The scariest thing I ever saw. When I
Probably
was
at the hospital, right?
Yeah, when I was the overnight supervisor at the hospital, we had a maintenance floor. The 6th floor of the hospital was nothing but maintenance. And on the overnights, there was nobody supposed to be in there. And once a shift, I would go check and make sure nobody got in there, because we did have a problem with like homeless people would sneak into the hospital to find a place to bed down. And although I'd never found any on the 6th floor, I'd found them in like maintenance areas. But once a shift, I would check. I would check the 6th floor. And usually I checked it pretty early in my shift. But this night I was running late. It was around midnight. And I started walking that 6th floor. And the only way in and out of that floor is with a scan ID card. And there were no maintenance on that floor. There was nobody but me. I scanned into the floor and I start going there, and it's dark. I'm walking around with a flashlight and I see a full body shape of a person walk between two of the big pieces of air moving equipment. So I called out to him and went trucking over there. And I spent the next 15 minutes chasing a shadow figure around the 6th floor. And it finally got away from me by going around the corner where the elevators were. And those elevators in that hospital were slow as hell. And I was maybe 3 seconds behind it. And as I dip around the corner, all of the elevators are there. None of them are moving. And you have to have a card to get the elevator to come to that floor. And it was gone. There was no place it could have gone. There wasn't an open stairwell door. None of that. There was just the area where the elevators were. And I'd spent 15 minutes chasing a shadow figure around an empty floor.
Wow.
Cool.
And after that, I was like, time to be somewhere else.
Pretty much, yeah.
Once I realized what I had done, I didn't go back to that floor for like a week.
I can imagine.
I would just like, nope, not going up there tonight. I think it's fine.
What about you, Robby?
Every time I have to see my ex-wife. You asked.
I did.
Ask question, get the answer.
I just wasn't expecting a Northwoods answer.
Well, you know, when you're right, you're right. Now, as far as on the job, I never saw anything. Most of the stuff, because I was too busy in my younger career looking for, spinning it out on the roads, looking for cars to pull over, to try to get dope. So it wasn't like I spent a lot of time on back road. I worked in the city. I wasn't in the county like DA was. So I didn't, I was too busy looking for stuff to get into to deal with that. Most of my scary stuff's been since I've actually been looking for it.
Yeah.
So, and I guess probably the scariest was our time at Combs Ferry, because that was pretty dang scary.
I wasn't an active cop when that happened, but that was already out of my law enforcement career. But that is probably one of the most frightening experiences of my life, is that night on Combs Ferry.
That was just a couple of years ago, right?
It was last summer.
Last summer, yeah.
Yeah.
Made
That
a
was the
believer out of
Bigfoots?
Steve. Yeah, it was made a believer out of my buddy Steve. He's no longer on the fence. Steve was kind of the agnostic of the group. He wasn't sure what to believe until that night. And now he's like, okay, I've seen it. I'm not going back. And one of my old lieutenants from my last sheriff's department, he went with us. And he was really kind of on the fence about the whole Bigfoot thing too. And when we got back to the vehicles after that was done, he goes, well, I've learned 2 things tonight. And I said, what's that? He goes, these things are real, and I wasn't carrying enough firepower.
Well, that's a given. That second one's a given.
Yeah, well, he wasn't kidding around. Since then, he's bought a Desert Eagle 50 and a 500 Magnum.
Oh, my.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not going under equipped ever again, but I'm going again.
Yes, just a guy.
Wow.
That was the Missouri tree trout, the disarticulated deer hide, and the happy-go-lucky troop of Bigfoot.
Yeah, they were not happy we were there.
Yeah.
Were they Doc, sleepy, sneezy, bashful, dopey, grumpy?
Grumpy, yes. He was definitely
Yeah,
there.
they were definitely grumpy. We found, well, here, I'll just bring up the picture. Let me bring this up. We found this in a tree.
There's Jenkins. He's in chat. He said that was an eye opener.
Let me get this out of the way. You can see that's been twisted and torn off. It's not been cut off.
Yeah,
Ugh. That
that
poor
is
deer.
insane.
Yeah, that was just one of the front legs. You can see beneath it down here, there's still blood on the tree. And the blood was blood on the ground too, and it was still red. And you know when blood gets as it dries, it turns more of a brown color.
Right.
There's another view. This had not been there very long. And there's the infamous Missouri tree trout. You can see this is not,
Oh, yeah, I see it now.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's not been cut off. That's all jagged. It's like something grabbed a fish, twisted the head off, and stuck that in the Y of a sapling, right where we would find it.
That's crazy. Wow.
There's another deer we found dismembered.
Oh my
That,
gosh.
that one had its head twisted off, and the entire hide was there, like something had grabbed it and just peeled it off like a glove. Yeah, there was no cut marks on it. This was all just basically ripped free. There's more of that. There's one of the legs. You can see where the bone's been snapped. This was not cut off. This one you can actually see the jagged bones sticking out. These were these limbs were ripped off of the deer. Again, this is a really good one. You can see where the bone has been broken. That's not the way you disarticulate a deer. With a knife, you go into the joint, you cut the sinew, you cut the tendons, and it comes right off. That was broken off, and that takes a tremendous amount of force to do. And this one also broken off. And oops, yep, this was out at
Blanc Road.
Plunk Road. Yeah, this was another deer that had been basically had its hide gloved.
I mean, are they eating them? Or
Oh,
are they
yeah,
just ripping them apart?
they're ripping them apart and eating them. And this Sunday, just 2 days ago, well, a few days ago, I took a few guys down to Joe Bald again, and we found yet another disarticulated deer.
Wow.
This as we were driving down to Blunk Road, I started slowing down and I said, "Hey, Robbie, what the hell is that in the road up there?" It was a deer head in the middle of the road in the middle of nowhere.
Holy
Oh,
cow.
wow. Dang.
And it had been torn off, not cut. You can see how jagged it is.
That's insane.
Coyotes
Hmm.
do that.
Wow.
That's just some of it. And Sunday we found the entire spine and some other sections near an area where Noah and I had found deer pulled apart last year.
It's like they're just carrying them around and ripping them apart and eating them
Pretty much.
on the go.
Yeah, well, you know, Bigfoot loves Jack Link's jerky, so
Yeah. Huh. Those poor deer. I mean, we got a lot of them, but what a horrible death.
Yeah.
You know?
Not that there's a good way to go, but
No, but ugh.
Certainly
Yeah.
makes me wonder about the missing hunters, that
oh yeah.
what their deaths must have been like.
Yeah.
Are you talking the ones up in Washington, like DC, or they're there's
Just
a lot
like,
of them.
right.
Yeah.
I think my personal belief is every time a hunter tries to fire on a Bigfoot, that's when they go missing. That's my
what we've been
idea.
saying for a while. The missing
Yeah.
411 hunters, I think those guys took the shot. Because I've talked to more than a dozen hunters myself that said, I saw this thing, had it in my scope, and I couldn't take the shot because it looked too human. I think the missing hunters took the shot.
That's exactly what I think.
So when they take that shot, then that's when they go after them.
Yeah, because I would guess if you see one, there's probably several others you don't see. And even if you manage to put one down, the others are not going to be happy.
Yeah.
Very much so.
That's why I think that they start throwing rocks and stuff because they want you to
we ran the
go.
gamut. We ran the gamut out on Combs Ferry. They were throwing rocks at us. We could hear rocks hitting around us. We were hearing grunts. Noah had my parabolic mic, my son Noah, and he kept saying, "Dad, I'm hearing something that sounds like language, but it's nothing." He says it's gibberish. I don't know what it is. And at the time, we didn't have the ability to record the parabolic. We do now. But I want to get back into Combs Ferry and again on an overnight expedition. I want to stay longer, and I want to be set up to record a lot more than we were, because the last time when we went at night, it was basically just a foray in to kind of test the waters to see if there was even anything worth being there for. And yeah, it turned out to be one of the craziest experiences we've ever had.
Now, do you guys camp?
We didn't in there. It's owned by the Army Corps of Engineers. You're not allowed to, but we're considering doing a stealth kind of camp. But I don't want to say when or exactly where, because I don't want to get caught.
Wow.
I knew it was gonna. Somebody's gonna ask about the howl, Da.
Oh, somebody wants.
Oh,
Have you guys
let me
heard
hear
the
that. I want to hear that howl.
Okay, Robby, this happened right down the road from you, so you set it up.
Rodney, who's in the chat, right where he was, I don't know if he's my old chief. He sent this to me. It was in a Facebook group somewhere up here in the area we live in. So basically, this was like anywhere from 10 to 15 miles from my house. It was on a Ring doorbell camera, like somewhere around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, last August, Da, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So this is in Pickens County, South Carolina. So y'all listen to it, and
at the beginning, you're going to hear somebody say, "Here we go." That's me, as I was trying to record just the section of the howl.
Here we go. What do y'all think of that?
That I don't know. I'm just not keen on howls ever since my little front porch experience.
And you've also had slaps on the back of your house too.
Yeah. Interestingly, last summer, I had 2 of my granddaughters here for a few days, and one is my older son's, Mothin's daughter, and then the other one belongs to my younger son out in Colorado. And when at the end of the days that they were here, my older son had to come and pick up both of them and go to the airport and put the younger one on the plane to go home. And because my daughter-in-law is very paranoid about time and Nashville traffic, as well she should be. I woke up that morning and I look out and they're sleeping in their vehicle in the backyard. And I said, "Why didn't you just text me or something? I would have let you come in the house." And my son's like, "No, it wasn't that big of a deal." But he said, "I think that my wife is now a believer." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, there was lots of activity in your woods last night." And he said, "She's never been a believer before, but I think I pretty much convinced her." So
And that's the thing is, people that claim that, "Oh, I've been in the woods all my life, I've never had an encounter." Come with me to a couple places. My old LT Jenkins, he was kind of on the fence, but I think he's firmly in the believer camp. And Steve, after we found those deer parts in the tree, if Steve could have sprouted wings and flown back to the parking lot, he would have. He was ready to go right then.
yeah.
hey, Shane's in the chat. Shane, what did you think of that? Oh, looks like he's leaving.
Anyway, howls have got to the point where they actually really do terrify me, though. I just
Does that sound like anything you've heard though?
It doesn't, though. It's the only thing that I've heard, is where we were sitting on the front porch at 1 a.m, and that was it was a little bit different, but it's close enough that it just, and the way it came at us that night, like when it started, I could feel it moving towards us at a really, really fast pace, and I just have not been. I think that unsettled me more than anything that's happened to me in my life, to be totally honest with you. I just knew at that moment, if we didn't get in the house, we were going to be dead. We would be missing people. And
And what do you think it was?
The only one that really sounded exactly like it is it's a Small Town Monsters documentary, the Dogman Triangle, Texas Triangle, or something like that.
Texas Dogman Triangle, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's a recording on there that almost identical. That to the point that I'm watching this going, oh, this is really cool. It was that, but in all honesty, they all affect me that way now. I just, but if I was going to say it was anything, I guess I would have to say maybe it was the Dogman. I'm in the middle of where I'm located. I have the land between the lakes to my west, and I have Daniel Boone Forest.
Activity in Daniel Boone.
And I'm just south of the county where they had the animals mutilated, and the sheriff and the DNR have been fighting over what it was. There have been a lot of sightings I live actually quite a ways west of my town, of the town that my address is associated with. But there have been Dogman sightings in that town. In this area, there's a cryptid known as the Critter of Carr Creek, which fits the description of a Dogman. And like I said, I'm actually sandwiched between two areas that are pretty well known for their, both Bigfoot and Dogman activity. So I'm not sure what it was, but the only other time that I ever felt that afraid, and the other time I don't even have a reason for feeling that way because it wasn't really a negative encounter, was in 1984 when it would have been the summer of 85 by then, when I was sitting on the little backwater lake and I had that one come up behind me. That was the only other time that I have felt that kind of fear in a situation like that. And 2 years ago, I was at the LBL and we're camping with a group, and we had, I'm assuming it was a Bigfoot. I don't know. I thought it was one of the guys getting up in the middle of the night and going into the woods to relieve himself. And I almost reached over. I was sleeping in the back of my SUV, and I almost reached over and pulled on the headlights to, prank him.
Look. Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
I wish I turned on those headlights.
I mean, yeah. I would have been surprised.
Yeah, but they found a footprint probably 10 feet into the woods from where I was parked the next day. So I've been in situations like that. I've been in the woods and I've seen signs, never felt anything quite like that howl.
Mm.
Or the sudden, like, gripping fear that it gave me, that I knew I had to get in the house and I had to do it now. And like I say, to his credit, when I turned to my husband and I said, we need to go inside and we need to do it now, he didn't question. He just got up and went in with me. And he is a total non-believer, but he tolerates my fascination with this. But and he loves to talk to people about it and things like that, but he has no belief in it whatsoever.
Mm.
And that night he just got up and went in the house. So whatever it was, the sound was scary enough that it even got him moving. And
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, it's not as that has like a Robby's howl has like almost like a growl to it. And this thing was more like a I can't find words to describe it. If you watch that Dogman, what was it again, Robby? Say it again.
I think it's Texas Dogman Triangle. I think is what
That's
it was. Small Town Monsters.
Mm-hmm. You'll hear the howl recording, and that is almost identical to what we heard.
Is that the one Tex had?
Uh-huh. That's the one. So
he's played that one for us, DA. So we've heard it before.
Yeah, that one freaks me up a bit. So I that's so funny because I've always been really fascinated with the Ohio howl and the Sierra howls and all of that. And I used to listen to those regularly and think nothing of it. I have not been able to, I can't comfortably. I'll be watching a documentary or some show on it and they'll bring it up and I'll be like, oh, turning it off now.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch the rest of this. I don't want to hear that again. I don't want to feel that way again. So,
It would be creepy.
Yeah.
It'd be real creepy.
Absolutely.
When we're at the lake, we have heard this. I've tried to research what it is, but late at night, we hear this like strangest noise, and I have looked into all the lake birds and everything. I do not know what it is, but man, it is a creepy sound. And I tried to record it, and then try to find match the recordings on other birds and stuff, but do not know what it is. But boy, it's just got that really. I've never heard it before. Like I've never heard it around here. It's always something up around right there on that lake, and it's always usually around midnight, late at night, and it's not a heron, and because they squawk. But
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but that's got a really very, very creepy, eerie sound to it. And if you're sitting out by the bonfire and you hear that, it's like kind of sends shivers, It's like, oh gosh, that's just creepy. But hey, maybe it's the hodag.
Yeah, maybe it is.
It could be. I mean, it might be.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep. So anyway, it's a really cool recording, though.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it's pretty freaky considering how far it is from Robby's house. It's not very far at all.
No.
You've had other activity around your house, though, right, Robby?
Yeah. No, I mean nothing like that, but which that's actually really like half a mile to a mile from my dad's house. And after we heard that, me and Johnny went up to my dad's, and we stayed out there probably 2.5, 3 hours up in the woods behind his house, just stupidly enough, call blasting and seeing if we could get anything. DA said, "Did you leave any bait out there?" I'm like, "Well, I kind of like my dad. I didn't really want bait anything." But at the same time, we were out there call blasting, so it really didn't. I guess it was 6-1, half dozen other. But yeah, there's been times I've walked out of the house in the mornings going to work, and like it's just been like deadly quiet. And, just that feeling you get. So,
like you're being watched too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still live like within 20 yards of where I had my original sighting as a kid in the 80s. So, and I've talked to several people that probably up until a year and a half ago we're still having sightings around here. So, I know they're still around here.
Yeah. I still think they travel. I think they travel a lot, but I don't know. Supposedly there's this one lady that she said they've been doing researching for years. She's quite a bit older in our area, and she said before it became popular and everything. She said that there's a path that they follow, and they've seen them and everything. She said they got pictures and stuff, but I can't get her to like show the pictures.
I think they have a range like a mountain lion or a bear. I don't think it's
Yep.
that they're migratory. I think they just follow a regular pattern, and I
Mhm.
think that is why, especially around Table Rock Lake here in Missouri, we can almost predict the best time of year for a sighting.
Wasn't it UDA that said that told me that someone said to you that if you want to know where they're at, follow the acorns?
Mhm.
Was that you? I thought it was.
Yeah, it was a Native American friend of mine. You wonder where the acorns are dropping is where they're going to be, because the deer will be where the acorns are at.
Yeah, and Don, I've been around in the woods with black bears, actually being around, and I've never heard a black bear stop the other wildlife from making noise. Never. And literally, I've watched black bears climb a tree 30 feet away from me and still heard all the other stuff. I'm talking about going out and you hear a pin drop, just nothing.
That's pretty unnerving.
Yeah, I don't think it was that big black bear, because I'm pretty sure that I've been outside plenty of times when she, whatever. I'm pretty sure that he was hanging out in between mom and dad's house and mine. So
Maybe it watched you grow up. I mean, you hear about that a lot where there's kids and they watch the kids and stuff, and and then you hear the stories like where a child gets lost and they say a big bear kept them warm.
Yeah,
Well, that
happened
story
just
in
a
North
couple of years
Carolina.
ago in North
Yeah,
Carolina.
I
Dead of winter.
did a show on that.
Yeah. So I just think they all can't be bad, I think they're like people. You got good ones, you got bad ones.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
You really do.
You can say the same about dogs. There's dogs that have great personalities, and there's dogs that are assholes. Sorry, I got one right back there. But he's just an asshole sometimes.
Well, it's funny, how pit bulls get the bad rap. I have 2 pitties, and they are the best. And Oreo is like the most sweetest thing. She never hurt anybody. It's all how they're raised, Our Lucy is our rescue, and she was being trained to be a fighter dog. And we had to have surgery on her back legs. And the vet said he thinks that she was actually hung by her hind legs to make her aggressive and mean. Yeah, it's crazy. And we didn't know if we were going to be able to keep her because she kept attacking Oreo. And finally, we got her broke, because I was about ready to get rid of her. And we finally got her broke of it, So, but she's funny, man. People have hats, and kids. And we found out she was adopted that spring. She was a pup. And they come find out that he had several dogs that he was adopting. And we found her. She got hit 4 times before I told my husband, I said, you got to stop. So I finally got her. And that I had to get on my stomach, and that dog, she crawled to me on her stomach. So it's a lot of times I don't think it matters what breed it is what's been, done with them, and just what's in their blood too. So what kind of dog you got, Robby?
I got a German Shepherd and a Pit Bull.
Oh, cool. Okay. So which one is it? The jerk is the jerk.
The Pit, but it's not because he's not mean. He's just Bucky's just SDA. He's just
a knucklehead.
Yeah, he's a knucklehead. He's just got that personality.
He's just
tell
very
him to
rambunctious.
to do something, and it's like he does the exact opposite just because I told him not to.
That's like a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
He's not a bad dog. Now, if somebody that he didn't know comes in his house, I feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
But, he's not a bad dog, or that I'm worried about him, hurting me or hurt. He's just an asshole teenager is what he is. Call a spade. That's what he is. I love him to
Yeah.
death, but he aggravates the living daylights out of me. It's like when I try to change the water bucket, he just constantly jumping and I'm like, if you want water, stop jumping so I can change your bucket. And he just constantly, I'm like, stop. And it's just like he just can't stop. He just it's like he knows that he needs to stop so I can give him the water, but he can't. Just got to keep jumping. Must jump, Dad. No, it's just
Yeah. He's got to keep he just got to keep his life interesting, you know?
yeah, his and mine both.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got a pit mix who's kind of just the opposite. Harley's, well, he's kind of an old man. I mean, he's like 12 now, but he's kind of the old man of the house. And he needs a nap after going poop. I mean, he's very low energy.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it was
Bucky's very high energy.
Pity. What was okay? My brother has a Pity named Piggy. Drives the SUV. That's pretty good.
I had a
They're-
goat that liked to drive the car once.
yeah.
Yeah, her name was Ethel, and she liked to go with me everywhere I went. But she would always, no matter how well I had her strapped in, she'd get loose and jump on my lap. And it was nothing to see me driving down the road with her front legs on the steering wheel doing this.
Yeah.
She thought she was something.
I always take to Ori. I like to shop. Not gonna lie, I like to shop in antique stores and stuff. And I take her to the local antique store. And one time we were in there, and I'm like, looking at this. Like, what do you think, Oreo? Oreo's looking at it and looking at me and looking at it. And then this guy walks up. He goes, "I swear that dog's shopping." I said, "Yeah, she is." I said, "She learned it well." But yeah, they're good dogs.
Yeah.
Well, we're coming up on the top of the hour. You want to give us more details about the show again? Go cover everything, where to get tickets.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make sure we got all that covered. And Miss Naomi,
Yeah.
definitely plug your channel and your book and you know, I want to get all that covered. Make sure we get that taken care of.
So it's Mercer County Fairgrounds, Celina, Ohio, October 24th and 25th. Friday, we open at 12 o'clock to 9, Saturday, 9 to 9. And like I said, if there's people there, we do have the beer and wine garden. You want to hang out, have another beer, play some games, you know, we're all for that. Then we got the tracking class that night on Friday, and then the hide and seek Saturday night. So that's going to be put together here real soon. It was kind of like we were talking about American whiskey or America and whiskey.
America
podcast
and whiskey.
Yes. So that was like, we need to put that together. We need to do a hide and seek. I'm like, okay. So we are going to do that. That's going to be a lot of fun. You can get your tickets online. Just go to the website and you just go to speakers, tickets, and it's all there. Everything that you need is right there under speakers and tickets. Just scroll on down and you can order them right there. So I'm trying to think, what else does there tell you? I think I've got the hours, but just visit that website. That's the thing. And I know there's a lot of info.
The website is up in the chat. Just click on the link, get your tickets.
Yes, get those tickets. And remember that it is for a good cause. Okay, so it's a nonprofit school, and it is for kids with autism, learning disabilities, even for students that are just struggling like in reading or writing their academics. So it's an awesome school, and it's for a really good cause. So every time you purchase those tickets and stuff is helping. It really is. And then don't forget that Russell's going to be there. So, which is a pretty big deal. Everyone, you know, and for him coming to Ohio here is pretty cool. So I think I was lucky to get him.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting him.
Yeah. With the time that I spent talking to Russell on the phone, he's real down to earth, really nice, and just very down to earth. So it's pretty cool. He doesn't act like this, famous person or above anybody. I didn't think he did. So, because, there's some out there that's on shows and stuff, and they think they are just God's gift, but I didn't get that from Russell at all. So, yeah, that's what he's looking for he's out there doing everything. Like, all of us that are into Bigfoot, that's what he's doing too. So, and I'm sure he's got a lot of stories he could share.
I'm looking forward to hearing some of them.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes. I know Mike's like, put me by Russell. So, I don't know. I'll try to get it worked out where you can all work out somehow where you can all be close and talk.
At the VIP thing, after everybody's eating and everything, have VIPs up in one area, and the crowd can ask us all questions and kind of a question and answer. What would you like to know? That kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's what I want. I want them to do. So I want it just laid back. We're just casual and just let him ask you guys questions. So, and like I got people coming in and seating from 5, like that, from 5 to 6, and then at 6 we will have the dinner promptly at 6 too. So, and there will be, for anyone that doesn't want lemonade or iced tea or coffee, there will be a cash bar too if you want a beer or something. So, and I'm telling you, this lady makes really good cupcakes. They are the best. Her cakes are really good. Just saying. If you like sweets.
I do, but I've got to watch my sweet intake.
I know. I get that.
I watch mine too. I watch it do this, and I watch it do this.
We got the best frosting. It's like, some frosting just isn't very good. Oh, this is the best. I'm telling you, it's so good. So, yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Unfortunately, I'm on a seafood diet, though. I see food, I eat it.
Yep.
Trying to think if there's anything else about it. Get those kids signed up for the junior tracking class. They should have a lot of fun with Robby and DA. I definitely think they would have a lot of fun. I really do. Yes. Yes.
We're going to do our best.
You guys will be fine. I think we'll definitely have our Bigfoot come out for that and make an appearance. So I just thought that would be cool to do too for the kids. A lot of fun. Mm-hmm. And I actually will have places too to get pictures. Take your pictures. I got what has background and Bigfoot in it and different, I'll have a couple of different areas where you can get some pictures. So should be good.
And what was the name of the wine company?
Oh, it's Burned Out Winery. So they're all brothers and they make their own wine. And their wine is probably, I got to tell you, their wine is the best. That wine is so good. I'm not a big drinker, but man, that wine is really, really good. So they all make their wine and they're hilarious. They're awesome to be around. A lot of fun. Just saying, it's going to be, there's a lot of fun people there. So, and that's what we want, just come, have fun, have a good time. Like I said, make friends. That's the main thing.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about.
Right. Exactly. So,
I was going to say something and I completely slipped my brain. The wheel's still turning, but the hamster died a few years ago, unfortunately. So if I think of it, I'll try to say it for the end of the show. But Miss Naoma, tell us about your work and where to find you.
Well, they've been putting up links to my YouTube channel. You can also find me on Substack. I have a Facebook page that if you're interested in. Right now, I'm busy writing book number 3.
Awesome.
It's another work of fiction. It's It's not. It's got some paranormal stuff in it, but it's not really cryptid or anything like that. So I don't know how well it's going to go over. But and
Never
I'm
hurt till you try.
concentrating, and I've been sort of concentrating on small town legends and myths, and so I'm always looking for if you have a legend or a myth in your small town. It's, anything from a monster that lives in the backyard to maybe a story of somebody who died a peculiar way or anything like that. By all means, send it to me at neilmafin@gmail.com. I'm always looking for new myths and legends. And I've only got one event that I'm attending this fall, and we all know what that is. It's not this coming weekend, next weekend. I will be at another event this weekend, but not as a presenter, but as a just visiting the Southern Festival of Books in Nashville. And my husband and I are working on a book together that's more him than me, and a movie script.
Cool.
So that's basically what I've been up
Keeping
to.
you busy.
Yep. Trying to. So that's pretty much my story in a nutshell.
So
Nothing
do
too
you have a
exciting.
website as well, or just the
No,
YouTube?
I have a Facebook page. I have a Substack. I have my YouTube. Oh, I have a TikTok. I'm across most of the. I have an X account, but only because I like to follow women's basketball. Not that I ever post much on it. So yeah, I'm here and there. Pretty much, if you Google Neoma Finn, I'm the only face that appears. Because who else would name themselves Neoma?
Well, if you Google D.A. Roberts, half the time you get a fuel company out of England.
If you,
Which I
my
always thought
husband's
was
name.
weird.
My husband's name is Brad Harvey, and he's a musician and a writer. And he's not the only Brad Harvey who is a musician. There's like 5 of them.
That's a different name, though.
But it's so weird. It's really not. There's like 5 musicians on YouTube alone. And his music is really different. He's more of a punk rock type person or 60s rock. He's really heavily influenced by like the Who and the Kinks and things like that. But if you go on YouTube and you type in Brad Harvey, you're going to get these country music people. He's so not a country music person or a blues artist or, and totally not him. But
I do
his
like
website.
some blues, though.
Yeah. Oh, I love the blues. I love.
I have numerous blues playlists that I play when I write.
Yeah. Have you guys seen Sinners yet?
No, not yet.
I started watching it and I had to stop. It looks like it's pretty good.
It kind of, I felt like it was a little too much like From Dusk Till Dawn, but that it has some good music in it.
Well, somebody said it's dang near a musical.
Yeah.
As much music.
Really good blues music. Really good blues music. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I can't remember the blues artist that appears at the end, but he's a real, my husband would tell you, but names always escape me. And I almost had it for almost a second. I could have said it, but yeah, it was a real good. I mean, I liked the movie. I really did. I enjoyed it. But and my husband, who's never seen From Dusk Till Dawn, was like, "Oh, this is really good." And I was like, a little too close to the script of From Dusk Till Dawn, but very, very good. I have to admit, and good music because I love blues.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah. Anyway, my husband has a YouTube channel too, by the way, on Billion Brads. So that's about it for us. Trying to get this book done because I would like to have it done and out by Christmas.
I hear you. I'm trying to get another one out myself.
Yeah, you're so much more prolific than I am. It's not even funny. I have
Robbie's making
one.
me
He has like
rank
10. I have another one. He has 15 more. I have a third one. You got 30 more.
I wish I were cranking about that fast. Robbie's about to release. Is it book 6 or book 5? That you just
Holy
book 6.
cow.
Wow.
Five's out now. You've
Five's
got
out.
6 in edits now.
I'll try to get that
Wow.
before the weekend's out.
That's cool.
Hillary, I don't know if anybody had activity. I only stayed the one night. I had no activity that night. I slept way in the back. So if there was going to be activity, it would have been around me. I didn't have anything. But I have, at the time, I had to do some medical stuff. And so I had to go home that day because I didn't want to be doing it out in the woods. And so I didn't get to stay for the whole thing. But the Squatch Out, from what I can see, if you go on the Facebook page, I think there's quite a bit of video. And I think that on the Bigfoot Report, he videoed everything, all of the events that went on. So I know my storytelling night, which I opened it on Friday with storytelling. And I know that my entire storytelling was on that night. So I didn't do that very well. I did not do very well that night.
But you're going to knock it out of the park at the convention.
Home run, grand slam.
Yeah.
I think the problem with it was I was thrown off because Robbie and DA, you guys both know how Colson Hollow is, right? I mean, it's that. And I expected everything to be up there. And as I was coming down the road, I noticed all of these campers set up before you ever even cross that first little bridge thing. And I was like, why is everybody out here? And there's not going to be enough room inside the hollow. Well, I never saw enough people show up to make that true, because there's room for a lot of people inside that hollow. And I was just thrown off by that, because then I had to go out there to tell the stories. And I don't know, I just suddenly felt really thrown off. And when I was telling one of the stories, which I thought was actually really interesting, I shared, of course, we all know that, gosh, I'm so sorry. I just babble. I just was off that night. Let's just put it that way. I won't go into detail.
Was that in Missouri? Is that the one you're talking about, or?
It's here in Kentucky. It's the land between the lakes is an area that straddles Kentucky and Tennessee.
Okay.
It's if you know where Fort Campbell is, is Fort Campbell, Tennessee, or Kentucky? I think it straddles too.
Campbell's in Kentucky, right, DA?
Yeah,
Okay.
Fort Campbell, Kentucky.
It's the LBL is right along there. It used to be the land between the rivers.
Okay.
And the Tennessee Valley Authority, they came and they did a lot of dirty things to get the people out of there. For example, they would tell them, we're going to hold a town hall meeting, and we're going to talk about this. And they get everybody at the town hall talking. And then when they would get back, they'd drive home that night after they had their conference, and people would find that their houses had been bulldozed in with all their stuff in it.
Oh, wow.
Or that they had been burned out. There's an entire town under one of the lakes, under
Is it Lake Barkley?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Lake Barkley. And then you can see it when the water levels are low. There are graveyards. Really? Yeah. And they say in the northern half of the LBL is where there's a lot of dogman activity, and in the southern half is where there's a lot of Bigfoot activity. But I'm inclined to believe that there's no delineation. I think that you're going to see either or on either end.
Because that time we were all down there, that I just about bet you that was a dogman that we were dealing with. Remember what I told you happened to me and Greg and Johnny and my kids?
Yep.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that was a dog man.
So I think that I think I'm agree with you. I think what I thought that I saw, although I've convinced myself that I didn't really, I think I just was seeing shadows, actually happened at the southern end too. And at the time I was convinced that was a dog man, but I've sort of convinced myself that I was just jumping at shadows.
I don't think there's a whole lot that goes on in the north side, to be honest with you.
Or other than
it's nowhere near as bad, because like the whole time we were down there, we never saw the first deer on the south side. Not the first one. But as soon as we crossed over the north, started driving around up there, we were seeing like herds of like 20 plus deer. I've never in my life seen that many deer grouped together like that.
Well, what I avoided saying, and now I'm going to say anyway because I babble. Martin Groves, of course, he's not been well, and he lives just down the road from me, and he has a really, really terrifying story that he actually wrote a book about, which I have, and if I could reach it, I'd hold it up for you, but it's on the other side of my table, so I can't reach it. But that night, I planned to tell his story, which I did, and I'm a pretty well versed public speaker, and I don't know why I'm good. I'm a pretty well versed public speaker. I know how to time myself. I'm usually pretty accurate to within a minute or two. And for whatever reason, I came up 15 minutes short on that story, which I had a 2-hour window to speak in, and that cut me really short of my time. But the incident, which is absolutely freaking terrifying. Not only did in the same incident did he have a dogman encounter and a Bigfoot encounter, but a hunter was killed in that same weekend, and he may have been the last person ever to speak to him. And that all happened down on the Devil's Backbone, which is actually even further south than Colson Hollow. So I don't know that there's more activity at one end or the other, but I know there is a lot of activity in the south, and DA can vouch for the lot of activity in the north. I think that that's just a really creepy place to be if you're not careful.
Yeah, there's something
That
definitely
said,
not right in LBL.
Yeah.
That said, I spend way too much time there.
And I'm starting to think, from the stuff that's happened, I'm starting to think that Combs Ferry may be the LBL of the Ozarks.
Yeah.
Every time we go to Combs Ferry, something weird happens.
Yeah.
Anytime we go anywhere in Missouri, something weird happens.
Well, Missouri's a weird state, but yeah, we've got a lot of activity.
Somebody wrote, would you look at that, DA, another location with the name Devil in it? I am really into the etymology of locations. That is really like a huge hobby of mine. And
it's surprising how many places are like, Devil's Den State Park or Devil's Backbone or Devil's Kitchen or something like that. How many, Werewolf Springs, another great example. Yeah, It's not called that because it was, sunny and beautiful.
Right.
Which we still need to get up there.
Anything with the name Devil makes me want to stay away from it.
Yeah.
Just saying. Yeah, I mean.
No.
Usually has the opposite effect on us.
Yeah,
it usually makes us want to go.
Yeah, it generally makes us want to go there.
You want to go there?
But then again, Robby and I ain't exactly, I never claimed to be the brightest bulbs in the pack.
Nah.
My mother used to say when I was a small child that I would blunder in where angels feared to tread, and I've pretty much been that way my whole life.
And yeah.
When you look at a light bulb and that little wire goes like this in the middle,
the filament.
Yeah. For Robby and DA, it looks like that.
Yeah. Yeah, the elevator's working, but it doesn't go all the way to the top.
That's right.
That's okay. I don't use the top floor no way.
It's funny.
I think the doors open and close. I just don't think it goes up and down.
Yeah, my mom never said anything as eloquent as DA's mom did. She just said, "All right, dummy, you gonna find out."
That's what makes them fun to hang out with, though.
Probably kind of the same thing, but
No, that's what makes them fun to hang out with, because in a bad situation, you're going to get out.
Because we're going to be running toward it instead of away from it.
So it's really cool. You go out with them, you're fine because you're not going to get hurt. They're going to be right there waiting for it to come to them, and you could be out of town.
Wouldn't that be the first time Robby and I nearly got ourselves at?
Boy, get back to the truck now. Huh? What?
Oh my gosh.
Well,
I got to do one of those like with you guys sometime. I've been thinking about trying to go to Missouri.
A lot of
So
good places to go here.
yeah.
Wyatt said it best. We F around and find out a lot.
Yeah. It would be cool to do. I gotta take my camper though. I don't
yeah.
I don't do the roughing part of it, unfortunately.
I
No, thank yeah,
My
me
back
too.
won't let me sleep on the ground anymore.
Yeah. Well, I have a name for my tent. It's called the Hyatt. It cost me a lot to put it up.
If your tent doesn't come with continental breakfast, you ain't going.
You got that right.
Maybe
a few years ago at the LBL, they were doing the meet and greet, and it was so cold it snowed that night. People literally were waking up and brushing the snow off their tents. Not me. I was down in Dover in the hotel. I was toasty warm.
Yeah.
But boy, did I do a lot of pointing and laughing that morning.
I bet. I've done camping in a tent like maybe once or twice. And we were in Tennessee and it started pouring down raining. It was my sister's tent. Oh my gosh, rain was just pouring in, right? And I'm like, nope, this is it. This is the last time. Not going to. Craig went to the Walmart to get a tarp, and it's just like, no way. Not going to happen again. No.
I like to sleep in the back of my SUV. That works for me too. If I'm going to stay on site, it's going to be in the back of my SUV with a nice blanket and a pallet. And
that used to work pretty well when we had our van, but it doesn't work so well the little SUV we've got. No. It's not quite roomy enough to sleep comfortably in.
I have to lay down the seats, and so I sleep sort of in a semi-sitting up position. It's comfortable. I like it. As long as Brad doesn't come with me, we're good.
We went trail riding and we set up a tent and put it right on a rock. I'm like, okay, sleeping on a rock, had a fire, burnt supper. It was like, yeah, I'm not good at this. I'm not, it's funny being a country girl, farm girl. You think I'd like it, but no thanks.
I'm a country girl, so I know how bad it can be. That means I'm smart enough not to do it.
Yeah. I mean, growing up, mom and dad didn't have a lot of money, and our only heat was our fireplace,
Same.
And man, we worked, chopped wood, did all that. Yep. That was our heat.
There's nothing more fun than having to get up at 3:00 in the morning to stoke that stove because you are frozen stiff.
Oh my gosh. Well, we had our upstairs, no lie, our windows were frozen with ice in the winter. It was like, Dad put this little thing through. It was crazy, But so when we got married, I thought, wow, I'm never having a fireplace again. But, I kind of miss it. I kind of miss having a fireplace.
I'm
all about a fireplace.
I don't miss relying on it as our only source of heat.
That's right. I like a fireplace, but there'd also better be a furnace in that house.
Fireplace for survival?
No.
Yeah.
Never again. I've
done
that since 1984, and I'm not going to do it again.
I haven't done it since the mid-'80s either. Well, y'all, thank you guys for coming on tonight. We really appreciate it. We're super excited about Spirit of the Forest. It's going to be a lot of fun, folks. Again, if you have not got your tickets, make sure you get them. We'll get the link up one more time in the chat. And Miss Lene, if you could also put up Miss Naoma's links one more time, that would be awesome. But again, folks, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. We've had a wonderful time. And if you want to hear more conversations like this, you need to come to the convention. You are going to miss out on a lot of stuff like this with a lot more stories, and you'll get to meet Russell Accord, and it's just going to be a really good time. So I hope you guys will see us there.
DA,
Yes,
can
ma'am.
I forgot one thing
Sure.
about the festival. I have 2 4-foot concrete Bigfoots, and we are raffling them off. And you can get your raffle tickets too on the website. I forgot about that.
Will you
I'm
be
sitting there
selling raffle
thinking,
tickets in person?
and I'm selling them in person too. But if you want to get them online too, you can. And I send you pictures. I will send you pictures of your tickets and everything. And I put them in with all the other tickets. So
Yeah,
however you want to do it.
I'm probably gonna have to buy a few because I would love to win one of those for my front yard.
They're pretty
I
heavy.
have one. I have one in my backyard. It's only
You got
3 feet
one?
tall. I do. My husband bought it for me a few years ago. Yeah, I have one.
Awesome.
Nice.
I have to quit babbling.
No. Okay, I'm
Well,
sorry, DA.
There you go, folks. Get your raffle tickets. You can win a 4-foot tall Bigfoot for your yard. I think that would be cool as hell to have in my yard. So you'll get your raffle tickets. We can buy a bunch of them because those are going to go pretty quick. And she's giving away 2 of them, so you got a pretty good shot at winning them. So go to Spirit. What's the website again? BigfootFestivalOH.com.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, it should be popping up in the chat again. Go to the website, get your tickets for the event, get your VIP tickets as well, so you can come hang out with us and enjoy the spaghetti dinner. Get your raffle tickets and come, hear Miss Naomi telling stories around the campfire, and me and Robby will both be there with books, and we'll be talking in the giving talks at the event, and we'll also be teaching the tracking classes. So I hope you guys will sign up for those as well. So folks, really appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. And we appreciate each and every one of you guys. And we are getting so much closer to the 10K mark. In fact, I will take a quick look to see exactly how close we are right now. See if it went up any during the show. We are, if this will load up. Man, this thing is slow tonight. Oh, hey, we did go up. We went up by several. We are now at 69. We need 69.
Nice.
69 more, dude. 69. 69 more subscriptions, so we hit 10K. That is awesome. So make sure you share the channel and encourage your friends to give us a like and a thumbs up, because everyone helps. And once we break that 10K mark, we go farther into the YouTube algorithm, and they'll promote the show even more. So we're hoping that once we hit the 10K, that's just the starting point. Plus, when it comes to to the reach of the show, we still have that big announcement to make, and we're not going to make it until after the event in Ohio. We're going to have a guest on the show. We're going to talk about it and make the formal announcement, but it's going to be big news, folks. I think you guys are going to be really excited. So
it would be nice to be at 10K before that too.
It would be nice to be at 10K before that. But it's definitely going to change some things, especially how far our reach is. So big things coming, big announcements coming, and we'll have a big giveaway when we hit the 10K. So again, folks, thank you guys for being here. Make sure you're getting your tickets. Make sure you go subscribe to Miss Naomi's channel. We can't wait to see you at the event. And I would be remiss if I did not remind myself to speak about the 22 a Day Foundation. We lose 22 veterans a day to suicide, and that is 22 too many. The toll is just about as high on our first responders. So if you've got first responders in your family, or friends or loved ones, or veterans or people that are still active duty, reach out and let them know you're thinking about them. Let them know you care, because nobody should have to battle PTSD alone. I was diagnosed with PTSD, and I can tell you I have my bad days. It's not something that I easily talk about. It's not something I readily share. But the fact of the matter is, we all have dark days, and we should never let those dark days win. Reach out to somebody. And if you'll watch the end of the show, we have the hotline numbers and websites you can go to if you need help. Don't be afraid to reach out for help. I know I thought it made me less of an officer, less of a person, if I actually admitted I need help. But folks, I did it, and I'm glad I did. And you should do it too. So folks, again, reach out, let them know you think about them, let them know you care, because 22 is too many. Let's get 22 down to 0. So folks, we're going to close her out with a toast. That's something we've been doing here for the last year or so. And Robby, do you want to take us out with the toast? And
Sure.
I'll bring it up on the screen. And doesn't matter what you're drinking, and just raise a glass.
This is from the old Irish drinking song called "The Parting Glass." At first glance, it sounds like just saying goodbye to those at the bar at the end of the night. But if you really listen to it, it's about those who have gone on before us, and hopefully we'll see them again. So raise a glass with us. It goes like this: but since it fell unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be to you all. Good night, everybody. We'll see you on Saturday. Slán Jama.
Slán Jama.
Plains, the winds are howling, saloon doors swinging, shadows growling. Three lawmen stand tough as rawhide. Yeah, Doc and DA, nothing can abide. Whiskey shots and poker faces, staring down the darkest spaces in this town where legends roam. These boys bring justice, sending evil home. Cryptid lawmen, wild and free, hunting monsters for all to see. With silver bullets and grit of steel, they fight the darkness, make the demons squeal. From dusty canyons to moonlit plains, justice rides with wind and rains. Cryptid lawmen, a fearsome sight, standing tall against the endless night. Jed's a howler, claws of steel. Doc's a biter, makes a devil real. But DA's a shifty one, a shape-shifting soul, can turn to anything, takes any form, takes control. Tonight the chupacabras come to town, sucking the life from all around. But these lawmen, they ain't afraid, they'll face the darkness unafraid. Cryptid lawmen, wild and free, hunting monsters for all to see. With silver bullets and grit of steel, they fight the darkness, make the demons squeal. From dusty canyons to moonlit plains, justice rides with wind and rains. Cryptid lawmen, a fearsome sight, standing tall against the endless night. Bat wings flap, the air grows cold, a chill and trap. But these lawmen, they're ready to fight underneath the pale moonlight. Jed and Doc transform with a howl. DA shifts, becomes a night owl. Together they stand, a force so strong against the evil right in the wrong. Cryptid lawmen, wild and free, hunting monsters for all to see. With silver bullets and grit of steel, they fight the darkness, make the demons squeal. From dusty canyons to moonlit plains, justice rides with wind and rains. Cryptid lawmen, a fearsome sight, standing tall against the endless night.